All right, what's good, y'all? Your boy IronAngel here. This is not live. This is, yeah, I'm 6 hours late. But we got Omni-Man, and I'm pretty sure after the gameplay of Omni-Man, we're gonna see Tremor. And yeah, like I said, I'm late to it, so I want to get right to this information. See what we got with Omni-Man. I hope he has a little bit of a mix-up with his combos. He looks like a character that has a lot of mids and highs. Hopefully it's some overheads and lows we can work with here. I am looking forward to seeing Tremor as well, to see how this different variation cameo is going to work. And are we getting any information for season 2? So I'm skipping all this. This is one of the best parts of not doing it, reacting to it while it's live, is I can skip all this. But is there going to be any news on season 2? I was on Mortal Kombat earlier today, and I saw that season 1 is over in about 15 hours. So I'm pretty sure we should be getting some season 2 news right now. Actually, skip some more. You know what? They're gonna have their little intro talk and all that stuff. Let's get right to the. I want the Omni-Man breakdowns. But yeah, I wonder season 2. Any news on that?
Quality of life for our players. One thing I'd like to add is that in the upcoming patch, we will be having 2 out of 3
for Kombat League. Yes. All right.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh wait. 2 out of 3.
Life for our players. One thing I'd like to add is that in the upcoming patch, we will be having 2 out of 3
for Kombat League.
Thank you. Right. I love that. So yo, I was one of those people that wanted it to be best out of 3, not the first to 3. I just think those are too long, especially if you're playing against someone with terrible connection. I will say this, if you was given the option like Street Fighter to choose what connection you want to play with, I wouldn't mind the first to 3. But since we don't have that option yet, I'm pretty sure in the future we will, but since we don't have that option, I want to shorten these matches just in case it's somebody I have to deal with terrible connection. Let's make these matches a little faster. So yes, 2 out of 3, I love that. And actually, in rank, I love that in general. Like Street Fighter, the pace of these matches are great because it's 2 out of 3. So even if they give you the option what connection you want to play with, I still want it to be best out of 3. That's just my opinion. Everybody's different, and we can just agree to disagree. But 2 out of 3, I like that. See what other news we got.
We're going to go through Omni-Man and Tremor later. So a couple things to talk about before we move on. We did have a patch just recently in the last couple of weeks where we added move tagging, which people have been requesting. The shrine now moves faster than it did.
Yeah, so there's a shorter downtime in between the times that you can pull to get another shrine item.
Right. And also, anything quality of life related like that, please, tweet at Mortal Kombat. We do read all of those things. Always looking to try to help improve the quality of life for our players. One thing I'd like to add is that in the upcoming patch, we will be having 2 out of 3
for Kombat League. Yes. All right. Wow. Yes.
That's going to make me want to.
Couple more matches in on your lunch break. Not as long. So 2 out of 3 is definitely coming.
Yes, that makes me want to go and play Kombat League.
What else? In the last patch, we had some character adjustments, things like that. Just a lot of quality of life things. And we'll be continuing to do that as we go forward.
As we will. Yes, of course.
Cool stuff.
Speaking of that sort of thing and quality of life, let's talk about Invasions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
We're doing that now?
Let's do it now.
So season 2.
Perfect. So, of course, season 2 overall is coming soon, right?
Action to be given to you.
That's for Kombat League, and that's for Invasions. For Invasions, we're introducing a new Mesa. Maybe we could just show that off real quick?
Let's see it in all its glory.
Okay, let's check it out. And it's bloody glory.
Oh, I remember that part in the story. Their designs on Invasions is really good. This is actually a mode I do enjoy. Some parts I do believe it drags. But if I play it early instead of rushing to get season 1 done, I think I would have had a better experience. But because I did it at the end of the season and try to rush to get it done, it didn't make it as fun because it felt like a drag. But overall, I think the mode is good. It's not great, but it's decent.
There's a new invading force this season, right? And so,
hopefully it gets better in time with seasons.
It's Natara. Okay. Yeah. Blood. It's the season of the Blood Moon. And of course, these are just an example of some of the skins. These are the Kombat League skins that you're going to be able to obtain.
Is that Li Mei? So that's Natara, obviously in the middle. Astra, that looks like Li Mei. Oh, okay, all right. Li Mei is one of my mains, so it's kind of cool to see her in the front page here.
Yeah, they're very cool. And so we have bloody vampire versions of characters. And so you'll be collecting those skins and palettes through the new season of Invasions.
I will tell you, I play Invasions. If you want to get a lot of good skins, they give you a lot of rewards in that mode.
Gotcha.
And
I'll put it this way: there's a lot of good than bad when it comes to invasions. Outside of the armored enemies and how long it is sometimes, everything else is great in my opinion. So, the rewards are amazing. That's the best part of it, too.
We're bringing back
the view of everything and the rewards.
Other mesas, but there's new pathways. There's new opponents. There's new boss fights. There's new chests, new rewards. And so it's not the same experience that you had in Season 1.
All new clues.
All new clues for clue chests. Yes. There's a couple that are my favorite, but we'll see if people figure them out.
Yep.
But in addition to that, we have some quality of life updates and changes to Invasions.
Talk about it.
Well, let me grab my notes if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right. So one of the first things that we're doing is we're taking super armor off of all opponents that are not bosses. And so only bosses will
that's a nice step forward. I was about to get really excited thinking it was going to take it off everybody. I'm like, thank you. But bosses, understandable. It's understandable. Just not everybody. Let me go back to make sure I didn't miss anything. I was about to get really excited. That was one of the number one things I hated was the armor.
Super armor off of all opponents that are not bosses. And so only bosses will have the super armor.
So step forward.
Elemental armor from like major bosses or from Talisman is now based on a number of hits. We've added a new progressive tower. So in Season 1, we had kind of like a challenge tower in the Gateway Mesa. So we're removing that, and for Season 2, we're adding what we call a progressive tower. It gets harder each time you beat it. And when I say harder, I mean it goes up levels. So it'll start at level 10 opponents, and then each time you beat it, it'll increase the level. And so it's the only content in Invasions that you can actually fight above level 30. And so we're kind of excited to see how far people can get this progressive tower.
And you can do it at different times in your run on Invasions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So like, play at 10, you play the 10 people, come back later.
Yeah, or you can complete the golden path and then just start at level 30 if that's what you want to do, right?
Lots of ways to do it.
And there's exclusive skins also attached to the progressive tower, too. Critical hits now all deal 3 times more damage and have a more impactful debuff too, which makes it kind of like the critical hits more noticeable and engaging. We've toned down some modifiers like auras and storms.
That's good.
You only get Talisman now.
I'm quiet here. I just want to hear that.
We're not just
the detail of invasions
from fights and things like that, and they're all legendary, and so they're all very powerful Talisman. And
me just talking now, I misheard about the Talisman. Hopefully you get less of that. They gave you way too much in Season 1.
We're not just rewarding them from fights and things like that, and they're all legendary. And so they're all very powerful.
So you get them from chests now. Okay, because there was them secret fights, bro. You kept getting Talisman. It was way too many. I always had to discard some.
I'm using in my playthrough right now. That's so awesome, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Right. And in addition to that, I don't know if people have noticed, but we've added the ability to run in the Halloween patch, but making navigation just faster, making that feel better as well.
I didn't know that.
Lowered the chances of ambushes, so that's rarely going to happen.
Good.
So
well, you could tell recently that I didn't. If you saw my invasion content. In the last 2 videos, I was rarely getting ambushed.
4 or 5 different characters.
Secret fights still came so many times, but besides that, the ambushes didn't.
Types in there and things like that too.
You have to be fighting the entire
roster, right? And then let's see, secret fight requirements are more difficult, so good luck finding those. And when a season ends, this is just kind of addressing some questions that we've had.
We've seen some things on Twitter.
Yeah, and so when a season ends, seasonal credits and crowns will reset, but coins do not. So
good.
When a new season begins, you'll still have the same amount of coins.
That's good.
The other currencies do reset.
So make sure you use them in the seasonal store.
Right, which brings me to my next point, which is the shrine. The Season 1 shrine items aren't going to go away. We're actually just going to be adding more items to it for Season 2.
That's good for those who didn't get the Season 1.
People that have a bank of coins, you can go to the shrine and you can just start getting all the Season 2 stuff that you want, that you're able to get once it begins.
So yeah, you're not missing out if you didn't finish the shrine.
Correct.
A lot of people have been asking that, so that's good knowledge. Good things to
and there's other little changes here and there. We've toned down some of the modifiers, things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Derek.
Of course.
I think should we get to get to Omni-Man?
Let's go. This is what people came for.
All right, we're going to
Here we go.
through now how.
But yeah, that's good. In my opinion, just a quick, just on what he said alone. That's definitely a good step forward. Not every enemy has armor. That's the number one thing I heard was the armor stuff, because that was annoying. I've said this before in other videos. Was as you're playing invasions, you should be able to lab with the character you're using so you can get ready when you play online. Learning combos and different things as you progress it. It makes invasions more fun. But when you have them armored enemies, it slows you down. Or those elements that be happening. So I like the fact that it's definitely being toned with the armor. So that way, let's say I use Omni-Man in invasions. I can learn the character's movesets while I'm progressing. Because I can get two things done at once. So that's definitely a good step forward.
All right, let's go. So
and I'm glad Lee May has a skin.
Omni-Man is a very simple character to describe. He is a powerhouse.
Let's go back.
Now, how Omni-Man with the cameo of Tremor plays.
All right, let's go. So Omni-Man is a very simple character to describe. He is a powerhouse brawler that has super speed. It's kind of interesting. We've had a lot of characters who are really fast.
He does look simple, like she said.
Super strong, and he kind of combines them in pretty neat, interesting ways. So let's check him out.
His fighting style just looks like Superman from Injustice 2.
Straightforward. He punches,
which is not a bad thing.
Punches really hard.
All the punching. Punching. Throw in the haymakers.
That's exactly right. This is not a martial artist. You know, he is not. There's not a lot of finesse here.
Right.
One of the first moves I'd like to show is his forward 4, which is like his pretty good advancing mid. He slams you down. A lot of his moves are high.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying before. I hope they have a nice amount of overhead and lows, even one on each side. But
yeah, the end is just a 1+3 input.
It just looks like he's a character with a lot of mids and highs, which could be a problem unless you get the right cameo.
Back 1, and it has two options. Back 1 pops them up, and back 1 2 is mid and is safer.
I really hope he's got some cool air combos, but we'll have to wait, I guess.
Well, I'm sure we'll see. He also has some really interesting mix-ups to open up the opponent. Like, for example, his sweep is pretty unique because he drops down and does extra damage.
So that's a low.
Because he's that fast.
Because he's super fast.
What a show off.
He also has forward 3 where he literally.
So on block, can you still do the overhead? Like, I'm assuming that's an overhead on top. That would be good. I hope that's a low and an overhead. So in case they block the low, you can get them with the overhead. Maybe she said it. Let's see.
But we'll have to wait, I guess.
Well, I'm sure we'll see. He also has some really interesting mix-ups to open up the opponent. Like, for example, his sweep is pretty unique because he drops down and does extra damage.
Because he's that fast.
Because he's super fast.
I wish they showed the stats of overhead or low so I can see it.
Stomps the ground and creates an earthquake.
So strong.
And then I think this is one of his coolest moves. He has an awesome long-range overhead where he zips across the screen.
Oh, okay. There we go.
He's up close. He'll zip behind you and knock you down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just forward.
Okay, so that's my answer. We do have some lows and some overheads. That was 2 overheads, it looks like. And it's for certain 2 lows.
Yeah, you can mix that up with the sweep.
Man, he just loves putting people's faces in the ground.
Yeah, he's a strong guy. So let's go over his special moves. Great.
Yeah.
One unique thing about Omni-Man is he actually has a lot of aerial mobility. All of his special moves can be done in the air. He has ground and air versions of all of them, which is pretty unique to MK. First one I'd like to show is the Mega Clap. He puts his hands together. It's not patty cake, it's the Mega Clap. Sends them very far. It's a great combo ender with Punisher.
He almost destroys Cecil like that.
Tool.
Could you almost use it like zoning too?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Keep them in, keep them out.
Doesn't go
all right, so it's not as far as I thought when she said that you can use it as a zone.
And will destroy projectiles.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what to projectiles? Don't tell me you can send them back.
Them out.
Doesn't go full screen.
Not full screen, but the EX version goes even further and will destroy projectiles.
Okay.
Oh, the EX version. That's good.
Just tearing up the ground. Everything he does.
He also has this big charge move where he literally just like
I like that.
with his chest. And we've all learned in the 90s in N64 wrestling games that if you put your chest out, you're blocking moves. So he can just barge in. And the EX version has armor, so this is kind of his advancing.
Ah, okay.
You want to do like a projectile, you want to get in. Kind of similar to like a Johnny Cage Shadow Kick. Another special move he has that, and you'll see this, being able to close the gap is a reoccurring theme with Omni-Man.
Gotcha.
Because he wants to get in there and punch.
Exactly. Torpedo move. A superhero classic.
Honda style.
You can do this in the air and it actually goes downwards. It'll pop the opponent up.
Is that an overhead?
Another move great for just full.
I mean, that was probably mid, but the other one in the air.
Very quick.
So this is interesting though, because if you do it on the ground, you're not following up.
Correct. But if you do it in the air, you get to pop up.
Nice.
Very cool. I also really like how the blood from his opponent gets onto his costume. It's pretty awesome. Like I know that we get blood on everybody, but for some reason on him it just looks real cool.
It's just kind of iconic with him, you know.
Yes. So then let's go over his most interesting special move that I think really sets him apart. The Viltrumite stance. So it's down back.
Oh, is this when he was dodging?
He starts hovering in the air. And from here, he has 4 different moves plus a bunch of mobility options. Let's start with the mobility. You can cancel it, but you can also warp forward.
Oh.
Extremely quickly.
Wow.
And again, he can do this in the air like all of his special moves.
This is pretty awesome.
And we'll go over his moves. The first, I think, is one of the key moves, which is this grab. And this is like his main combo starter. You can quickly go into it. You can even go
That's
into
good.
it off of
290,
I
wow.
talked about earlier.
Wait, 290, was that EX? Anything EX or what? Or was that just a straight combo?
You can go into it. You can even go into it off
Wow.
of the low I talked about earlier.
See, I like that, to see the lows.
He also has this move where he zooms across super, super fast behind you. That's a great combo ender. It's a great check. You think the opponent might try to like throw something out when he's in the stance, you can quickly go into it. He also has
And it's full
an
screen.
overhead from anywhere on screen. He drops down.
So it tracks.
Exactly.
Oh, like Goro or
A
Shiva.
big Anti-air uppercut. And he zooms across and then covers all the upward space. So it's kind of like the upwards version of the zip behind you.
I just love that spine break.
It's so cool. I like the facial animation. So then the question is, how am I supposed to go into this stance when you're doing projectiles, you're doing long-range normals and all that? And he's just vulnerable floating there, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think
Wrong.
he really is.
No, I don't think so.
No.
So in Viltrumite stance, when he does it, he's immune to all fireballs. They will literally just pass through him as long as he's in it.
Oh,
And that
wow.
includes in the air.
See, I was thinking you had the EX, but no, if you just stand in that position, they can't do it. Wow.
When he does it, he's immune to all fireballs. They will literally just pass through him as long as he's in it. And that includes in the air.
That's
Wow.
some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen.
It's definitely awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Just dodging.
The EX version starts up faster and also makes him immune to normal attacks as well. And then he can go in and
Dude, that's sick. Okay, I like that a lot. Dude, that's impressive. Here I'm thinking, you know, he might dodge one, but no, he stays dodging as long as he's in that stance.
Very, very quick.
It's gonna be.
And then when you EX, you can dodge the. Wow, bro.
Very, very, very.
That's awesome. I love it.
And then last.
It makes me wonder, can you dodge fatal blows? That would be really good. That would be sick. If you EX and they do a fatal blow and you can dodge it, that would be sick.
It's gonna be embarrassing too.
It is very.
Imagine you dodged imagine you dodged a fatal blow and then finished them off. Oh man.
This actually.
I ain't gonna front. If that happened to me, I ain't gonna front. I would be a little salty. I'm like, that was good, but I'm still a little salty. Smart, but salty.
For a free hit. And
Wow.
you can do 2 as long as you have meters, so you can do stuff like.
He offers nice damage too, with not even using
to do some really
a cameo.
cool combos. So you can use that to get in, you can use it to get out, and it'll always have that physical hit. So again, to recap that, if you just do it for the first time, it doesn't take any meter. But if you want to do it twice, like in a combo like I showed, it's going to take a bar. Similar to how Notaro works.
Very cool.
So I think in general, Omni-Man's a pretty simple powerhouse character to play.
Yeah,
He's got
but it's
plenty
in a
of
really good
mobility
way.
options, great offensive ability.
Simple
and I
is
think
not
the
bad.
stance is going to be super, super interesting. To
And
see.
people sometimes like of my level probably, when you hear stance, you get a little scared. But his stance is actually not your typical, like, it's not that hard to use, really.
Right, it is not really hard to use, and he was not meant to be. He is meant to be like, just like you see on Invincible. He is just an absolute.
That speed chest, that is so sick.
That's exactly what
there has to be a brutality with that, where I can see it too, where he does it and it goes right through the dude's body and the body explodes.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really, really cool.
Actually, just like the Invincible show, he did it to that like cop or whoever that was.
You know what? Let's just
that
save
soldier.
Just save
it for another day.
I'm going to vote yes.
All right, I'm swayed. Okay, all right.
So Tremor's one of the most interesting
here we go.
in the game, and I can't wait to see our players use him because he has more moves than any of the original roster cameos.
Okay.
Let's see how it works.
Let's do it.
So we all know Tremor debuted in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, but he really made his big playable debut in MKX.
Correct.
Where he had 3 variations.
Yes.
And that's something our design team wanted to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually
This is going to be interesting.
Aftershock, Metallic, and Crystalline, and he has a different set of moves in each stance. So I'll show how it works. He starts with Aftershock. You can even see in his life bar, and he's like the brown, rocky, kind of traditional looking clobbering time Tremor.
Right.
So
I will say this though, I hate the fact that they advertise Omni-Man and Tremor to release them in different times though. I was bummed out when I saw that. I wanted to play Omni-Man and Tremor together as soon as they come out. But now I gotta wait, what is it, 10 days? Yeah, I don't think next time if they're gonna advertise a character and a cameo, let them come out the same time. You know, I'm just saying. But regardless, at least we're getting them. But that's the one thing I didn't like.
When he's in Aftershock, he has his rock punch. It's exactly what you'd expect. He just kind
lunge
of
and
comes
punch.
in,
Yep.
safe on block. It knocks you away. You can use it to end your strings.
Pressure.
He also has up punch, which is a pop-up starter.
Which I'm pretty sure he also had in MKX. Yes.
And then lastly, he has his ground pound, where he comes in, he does a low, and then pieces out.
That move actually is good with Scorpion because once you see how Liu Kang bounced in the air at that last second, then you can use a Scorpion Spear to bring him to you.
And then lastly,
I mean, unless he's in stance. Let's see. Hold up.
Where he comes in, he does a low, and then pieces out.
He's in stance, but at the very end, he stops being in stance. So maybe you can use Scorpion Spear.
You have a mid-screen overhead that's almost instant. You can also have a mid-screen low that's almost instant.
So good.
Which is pretty awesome.
And that's just a knockdown.
Exactly. Right.
And so you would say Aftershock, he's sort of the attacker.
Yeah,
the
I would say
offensive one?
It's offensive. It's pretty basic. It's the most kind of standard Tremor.
Right.
Kind of the one like base, which is why it's the default one.
Right.
So then, at any time, you hit R1, and he'll come out, and he'll cycle to the next one, which is
Wait, what?
One like base, which is why it's the default one.
Right.
So then, at any time, you hit R1, and he'll come out, and he'll cycle to the next one, which is metallic. Now he has an entirely new set of moves. And they're all lava-based. He has his Lava Burst, which is like your mid-range, safe, kind of, there's no reason not to use it.
Right.
He has an anti-air Lava Burst.
Nice.
And then this is really, really cool. He has his bowling ball, which is a low. And if you hold it, it becomes an overhead.
Okay.
So he's
That-
got
okay,
mid-range
okay.
attacks, plus a 50-50 from full screen that you can mix up.
Almost got excited with how fast he recharges, but I forgot this is practice mode. I was like, dang, he recharges quickly, but no, it's practice
If
mode.
you have a character that is lacking that,
Exactly.
which is awesome.
Or if you have really good projectiles and you want to double
Double
down,
down.
mix-ups, you can go that way.
Right.
I can see some potential
And
with
maybe you have,
Scorpion
like,
with
really
Tremor.
great Anti-air,
The
and this can be a low.
Scorpion and Tremor together.
Jump. You know, you could put out Li Mei's lantern and then we jump
Yeah,
this.
that worked too.
I think the creative freedom in the cameo system is the coolest part of the game, right?
Can't agree
I say
more.
my main Li
And
Mei,
then
yeah,
lastly,
that can
one
work
more
too.
stance,
Okay.
A lot of things.
Crystalline.
People are looking forward
Wait a
to
minute.
this.
Yeah, Ed kind of teased it, and I think a lot of people guessed some of the stuff he could do.
Yeah, totally.
So in Crystalline, he has 2 attacks. He has Crystalline Burst, which will reflect projectiles.
I've
And
seen
then
that.
the big one, and a lot of people were like,
the trailer.
"There's no way they're going to do that." We did. Crystalline Armor. So once he has Crystalline Armor, it's doomsday for the opponent. Oops, I was too slow. Oh my god. All right, here we go. So he's going to summon the armor. And he will just absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
Beast.
All right, he took 3 hits. So how long? Wait. How long is that?
So, going to summon the armor. And and he will just absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
So like 5 seconds, you get to have it. That's not bad. That's not bad.
So
I like that. I like that.
Cycling.
That's MKX,
Once
the
you use
Tremor.
summon, like I said, it'll go through it. And it goes in a particular order. And if you hold down an R1, it goes the opposite order. So you could go from Crystalline to Aftershock.
Wait, what? But yeah, that's not bad. At first I was like, man, I can see people use that armor a lot, but 5 seconds is not bad at all.
Once you do the summon, like I said, it'll go through it. And it goes in a particular order. And if you hold down an R1, it goes the opposite order. So you could go from Crystalline to Aftershock instead of and skip Metallic in between, if that makes sense. It's like the cycling.
Yeah.
So there is definitely
Tremor's gonna be a lot of fun, bro.
Yes.
Wow.
on like people who can go back.
I'm sitting here like, man, who I want to use Tremor
Yes,
with?
they have a lot of moves, but yes, you have to be
With all the stuff he has available, I could see him being the meta for a lot of players. Pro players, casual players, mid, like in the middle kind of players, like whoever is playing the game. I can see Tremor being, outside of him being new, just his skill set alone, he's going to be used a lot.
Exactly.
He has almost everything.
Right. You're going to have to manage the order that you're in because you cannot.
The only thing I don't see he has is the fact that, like, I thought it was going to happen to where, you see how his Fatal Blow, he uses the ground to hold your leg still. I thought it was going to be a move like that, like how Striker or Sector, Frost, Sub-Zero, how they have a move that makes you froze, like stay still. I thought Tremor was going to have that, but he doesn't need it. He has almost everything else. So, yeah. Outside of that move that he doesn't have, he has almost everything else.
To Aftershock unless you go down, like you cycle back, if that makes sense. I
like it a lot.
But it'll make sense because there's only 3.
Right.
So it's rather you want to go which order.
Not Sector, I'm sorry, I meant
It's a
Cyrex.
really, really, really cool twist, I think. Really sets him apart. When you call him out, it's an ambush move, and you can transition into any of these attacks. So let me show you. Right now I'm in Crystalline. If I go to Aftershock and then immediately enter a back in R1, he will immediately, while still on screen, go into the ground pound. Like so.
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
Or next in the cycle is Metallic. So let's say I wanted to do the bowling ball. I can do it that way. Or Crystalline. I can do instant Crystalline armor.
Interesting. Very cool.
So that means all of his moves.
More and more, I'm starting to like this whole cameo system. If you know me, been watching me, you know I was on the fence with how cameos was going to be in Mortal Kombat. But the more I'm labbing with different characters and then seeing new things like with Tremor, I'm really understanding why they did it, and I'm liking it more and more. I still wish they had a mode where it's just 1v1, but still, I like the cameo system. I'm glad he has some lows and overheads. Those trailers, man, it looked like he was just going to be a mostly mid character, like person with a lot of mids and maybe one low or something like that.
You can see here.
Nope.
Oh yeah, we've seen this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
pretty
cool.
good.
So early access for Omni-Man is on the 9th,
That's right.
and then Tremor will be out later this month.
Yep.
And in addition to that, too, we will be having free trial towers as well. So you'll be able to try Omni-Man for free if you did not have
There you go.
access.
For those who are listening, in case you don't have them yet, the premium
Correct.
edition.
Sounds great.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it.
You should be waiting for it. Is it?
That's it. That's really gotten into over the last year.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe not. So that's birthday shout-outs. Before we do sign off for the day, we, as we have in the past, have QA put together a fight with Omni-Man to show Omni-Man and Tremor in all their glory.
Here we go.
And we can't do a belt battle because Tyler jammed his thumb.
Tyler, I understand you've been playing a lot of Kombat League and you're doing pretty good.
I've been playing a lot of Kombat League. I just hit Demigod 2 days ago. I'm playing Havoc. Havoc's my main. There's an announcement.
Okay.
Yeah, still haven't faced a Havoc player yet. I look forward to facing him.
I've been running Havoc and Sub-Zero, and I hit Demigod, which I think is the high. I think I might have gotten to it once in 11.
One thing I do hope, though, in Kombat League is just like Street Fighter, they have ranks for different character, for each character. Like, someone made a good point. They was like, I went to all the way to, what's the highest again? Elder, whatever the highest is in rank. She went to the highest one. But now when she tries a new character for Kombat League, she has to sweat because she's still in the highest rank instead of a new character start rank from the beginning so she can learn the character. I hope they change that to where each character has their own rank. So if I'm using, for example, Lee May and I'm at Elder or whatever, and then I use Johnny Cage, I start from the ground up. Then I use Omni-Man, start from the ground up. It should be like that. So hopefully that in the future it's going to come like in that way.
Getting very hard. And this is probably
because she made a really good point. She's like, I would like to learn the character in rank, but I
say that you never know.
It's kind of hard to do.
Elder.
But I really enjoyed it. So cool. So before we go, let us show a fight between the QA fight.
A fight with players far better than me at Omni-Man.
Let's take a look.
Oh, who's the players? Sonic Fox, Ninja Killer.
Doesn't corrupt, it enables.
Wait, what they say? Sorry, I was talking. She said far better than her, so I was thinking it was a pro player using these characters.
Absolute power has corrupted you. Power doesn't corrupt, it enables.
I love the cape.
Just his face.
Shurjinko taking Omni-Man. Oh, that'll be interesting.
I also I always like the hair, the white hair on the side, so that's what's happening to me.
Oh, same here.
So yeah.
Oh wow, 346. Wait, 346. Was that with Tremor helping or what? I missed it. I think it was just Omni-Man. That is so sick.
I also I always like the hair, the white hair on the side, so that's what's happening to me.
Oh, same here.
So yeah.
Dang, that's without Tremor, bro. All right, 346. Goodness gracious, I like that. Omni-Man's about brute force strength and all that. So
Tremor is very, very powerful, but it's not just free calling in any time. I think as the game goes on,
oh,
the best players and how
that's sick. I gotta see that again. Gotta see that again. I was interested to see what Shurjinko would add with Omni-Man.
Calling in any time. I think as the game goes
oh, that's sick, bro. He adds more to the combo, dude. That's awesome.
Stuff.
Oh, so his floating in the air move also stops low attacks from I thought it was just projectiles, but it also stops the fire. Look at this. Oh, he EX'd it. Okay, but that's still cool.
He avoided the hellfire there too.
Yeah, that was awesome. It's definitely his coolest move.
It's flashy. It's awesome.
That is sick, bro. Oh my goodness, that's sick.
There's
not the float, bro. Oh, oh yeah, they did a really good job with Omni-Man. The floating coming back. Oh, that was sick.
Very well done.
This is really like a Injustice 2 Superman in Mortal Kombat. Outside of the heat vision. Honestly though, Omni-Man don't seem like he needs a cameo. I mean, it's always nice to have it, but 346 earlier we saw without a cameo. I'm interested in seeing what's the max damage you can get with Omni-Man with a certain cameo.
Just doing some spear pokes, really.
Scorpion and his spear pokes.
Oh, good blocks.
Oh, good combo.
Not done yet.
Oh my goodness, bro. And imagine if that Tremor assist happened.
And seeing him spin around is very fun. God, Omni-Man's neck.
He's fine.
Unfortunate. Yeah, he's very, very strong.
I thought he was about to do the stance and dodge the fire. The distance with that low is not that far. You see how he was near him and it didn't hit him?
Take him up to the air.
Goodness gracious, bro.
Fun how slowly you put your face on the ground, how it kind of chunks at it. I think that's really cool.
Oh, okay.
He's also got some really cool powers. They are.
Oh wow! Goodness gracious! He's like he brought a meteor down or something. Goodness gracious, Tremor.
Really cool.
also got some really cool.
Look at this.
They are
Goodness gracious.
Very, very.
Oh wow! Look at that. Shurjenko against Omni-Man is really good. To have Omni-Man's abilities.
It's great. I was the first time I saw that.
380,
like, oh
bro.
God.
That's awesome.
To be fair, if you were doing a combo, it would break you.
Oh, there it is.
The man surfing a rock drop down.
That should be game.
Like that's gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't see Scorpion making it past this.
This is so cinematic.
Finish him.
Let's take a trip.
This really is the perfect fatality.
Fantastic. And it's the drop at the end. Nice.
I can see a lot of people, if they were with Omni-Man, is going to use that fatality a lot.
Super
that would, or
the
face
for
was.
for putting that together. Always awesome fight.
That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, me too.
I really wish him and Tremor came out the same time. I hate the fact it's in different dates.
Yeah.
To the point where
Advertising them just to separate them, but it is what it is.
He was
all right. That was cool.
That